Today we're going to be talking about what is your brand story. Welcome to Personal Brand Boss. My name is Shireen Francis, and I help you come out of the shadows, step into the light, and share your message to grow your personal brand. So what is a brand story? Now, this is applicable to coaches, consultants, service professionals, practitioners, speakers, doctors, experts, service professionals. This is for you, so listen up. Before we go into what is a personal brand story, let's first talk about what it's not. A personal brand story is not about you. Well, at least it's not just about you. One of the mistakes that a lot of service professionals, transformational coaches, whatever it is that you do, the problem of what you do with personal brand story are that you think it is about you think it's about your story. It's not. It includes your story, but it's not just about you. There are specific ingredients that go into writing a personal brand story. This is also the foundation of your marketing. It is the foundation of your message, and it is gonna guide you throughout all of your digital marketing strategy so that you can grow your personal brand online, attract more clients, sales, and opportunities. So listen up. A personal brand story is a hero story, and that hero story is about your audience. They are the hero. You are simply the tour guide, the sensei, the master, the coach, the person that helps them along the way. The star of your personal brand is actually your audience. You are just the mouthpiece for your message. So the story that your brand or your personal brand is going to tell is that wonderful story of how your audience, your potential clients are struggling. They are the star of the show and they are the hero. And we want to tell a story about how you, your offerings, your unique message, whatever it is that you have is going to help them get from A to B to C to all the way to D. So let's dive into all the elements. And before we do that, if you aren't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. I'm going to be giving you so much more content. If you need help with any of these stages of writing your personal brand story, be sure to reach out. I will put information in this description video so that you can get help with creating your personal brand. Okay, the first element of putting together your personal brand story has to do with starting with your audience. Starting with their problems or their challenges or their pain points. What is it that is really hurting them? So I'm going to use for this video an example of a client that I've worked with who's a plastic surgeon, and some of the pain points, challenges, and problems that their target audience is experiencing is maybe confidence. Confidence is the root of their pain, but the presenting problem might be that they are very busty and they have trouble getting dressed and they don't feel comfortable in their body. So they maybe want to do a breast reduction. So let's use that as an example for this. So you would start with their problems. What is the story of their problem? Right? So look at their day-to-day, like zone in on this part, right? Like, what would it be like for this client or potential client during their day, getting dressed? What is it like at work? Maybe they do presentations and they don't feel like everybody's looking at their, chest. Maybe they don't feel comfortable in bikinis. Maybe it's very heavy and it's causing back pain, right? That is actually something. So you want to think about not just the problems and challenges that they have, but how is that playing out in their day-to-day life? Look at how it plays out in their work. Look at what it plays out in their relationships. Look at what it plays out in their health, mindset, all of those areas of their life. So you might be like, well, what would that look like in a relationship? That might be a good thing. Well, maybe this woman is single and it's making her feel very self-conscious and she doesn't get out there, she doesn't make friends, she doesn't date. So these are like this, you would hone in on what their issues are. One great way to elicit the pain points and problems is to go back to your clients that you've worked with before and look specifically at why they purchased from you. And if you're starting from scratch, then you could always speak with a branding coach like myself that can help you find out and research those problems. So once you've found out what the problem is, specifically the presenting problem, so the presenting problem in that example is the big chest. The deeper root of that problem is self-confidence. So do we see that there's like levels to the pain point? You need to know both. And you need to know the presenting problem most of all, because that's what's gonna hook people. And then in your brand story, you will get deeper to the depth of their pain point. So those are two very important elements to your brand story. Those talk to the negative issues. You do wanna as well speak to the positive issues of what they want. So if they were to move away from this problem, what would be the light, right? You want to get to the dark and the light of both extremes. So if they were to solve this problem, what would that look like? If they did reduce in that case, what would happen is, one, they probably wouldn't have as much back pain. Two, they would fit into their clothes easier, nicer. They would feel more confident, more at home in their bodies. They would easily go out more because they can easily get dressed and feel more confident. They wouldn't be afraid to talk to people in public if they're supposed to present, and maybe they want to move up in their career, and being able to communicate confidently is important. So you would look at what is the exact, like the total opposite, the 180 degree opposite of the pain point and the problem. So once you know where they are now, which is usually in a challenge, and where they want to go, you have the beginnings of your brand story. That is actually the main underlining foundation of all that you will do with your personal brand story. You're going to continue to deliver a message that inspires them to move from A to B to C to all the way to Z. The next element of your brand story is, how do you relate specifically to this person that's having this A to Z problem? And so there are many things that you will bring. This is the fun part. This is where you come in as a personal brand. You're gonna look at your experience, your life experience, your interests, your hobbies, your knowledge, your expertise. What did you learn in school? Whatever, all the things, all the tools, all the certifications, the degrees, this is where you come in, and whoever you are, however you are, that comes in, and then you relate to them. You'll either relate with your own personal story. So an example would be like, hey, I had that problem. It maybe was something else. My nose was too big and I wanted to change it, and I changed it and I felt confident. Or you might be like, hey, well, I've worked with other clients. I know how you feel, and what they've told me is that they've had these issues and these challenges, and I really want to help women with confidence. Do you see how you could either use your own experience, or you could use that of clients that you've already worked with? And if you've never worked with clients, again, there's a unique way of sharing that. Maybe it's just stating the facts, right? Like, if you had this problem solved, you would have this outcome. So you would go in with your unique story. You would talk about how your knowledge and how your experience solves that problem. So for in this example, the plastic surgeon would say, hey, based on my experience and my knowledge and all the people I've worked with, etc., this is the outcome that I can guarantee for you. And once you have those elements, which is the person you're helping, the A, where they are, and the Z, where they want to go, you, who is the vehicle, your personality, your experience, your expertise, etc., now you tell the story of, hey, I know what you're feeling in this situation. You might feel like staying home. You might feel like you're not good enough. You don't look good, you don't feel good. I can relate. I have helped many other people solving this issue with these tools, and this is the outcome. And the brand story begins there. That is the brand story. And then from that story, you have a message. So you need to know, what is that message? Is the message that you deserve to look and feel the way you want? You deserve to be confident and to show. You would then summarize the story, and that message is the summary of the brand story. So that's the elements of a brand story. If you are confused with any of those elements, feel free to reach out. I do personal consultations for people's personal brands, and I would be happy to help you. My team would also be thrilled to work with you. And be sure to subscribe, like, comment this video. And if you haven't already done so, head over to personalbrandboss.com. Subscribe there as well for more resources on building and growing your personal brand. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.